DNR advises me that the company of that Joseph C. has a legally granted
Tama po, Mr. President.
MPSA.
Ngayon po, may desisyon na po yung ISAF, yung immigration, saying na hindi po siya Filipino citizen. Hindi po ba pwedeng bawiin? I-revoke na, hey, you're Chinese national. President, nakakita po ng gray area dahil ay diniklarang natin na protected area yung Isabela area. Pero what happens dito po sa pababa na going to Quezon, open po yan, vulnerable.
Bakit hindi yung buong?
Hindi po, yung Isabela lang po ang protected area. So, ang sagot po sa atin ng mga mining companies na yan, wala naman kami sa protected area, Senador. So, we can mine as long as we want. Binigyan po kami ng permit. Tanungin mo ang DNR, sorry sir, kasi hindi sila pasok sa protected area. So nakakita po sila ng gray area, Mr. President. And this was the bill that I filed last week na totally to protect the Sierra Madre from north to south, Mr. President. Total lagban, total mining, total development, Mr. President.
Spend natin tong hanggang gawin nila yung action.
Exactly, Mr. President.
Nila.
That is my point, Mr. President, because they're not doing job. Kanina pa po, hindi nila masabi mga questions na tinatanong po natin. Why will we fund an agency 27 freaking billion pesos na hindi naman po nagagawa yung trabaho? Ginagawa nilang gatasan itong ahensya na ito. Ever since, Mr. President. Why? How much po is the total? So do you have the figures, Mr. President? How much total ang napupunta nakalaan for the protection of a forest? Forest lang po nabanggit ng ating chairperson. I'm also waiting para doon sa mga mountains natin. The reason, Mr. President, I ask is how much are we spending protecting our mountains, protecting our forests, pero wala naman pong nangyayari. That's what I want to find out, Mr. President, na how much do they spend to protect our forests, to protect our mountains? And unfortunately, ayon po sa Haribon Foundation, there's like 9,000 hectares of forest in Sierra Madre is lost every year. And we keep on funding DNR to protect our forests, to protect our mountains from mining. Saan po nagagasta, Mr. President? And that's my question. Magkano po ang inilalaan talaga ng DNR to protect our mountains, to protect our forests, Mr. President?
You're correct, Mr. President. Let me just state on record. Under the Natural Resources Enforcement and Regulatory Program, there is 1.19 billion. There's a hiring of forest protection officers, 162 million, 750,000. There's hiring, ba't ang liit? 564 forest guards, 57 million, etc. Operations against illegal environment and natural resources activities, 110,556,000. So the total for enforcement would be 1,357,340,000. Only 1.3 billion is billion.
1.3 billion, Mr. President, and I believe at this point that will not be sufficient, or I don't know kung sufficient, pero hindi talaga napupunta for protection, Mr. President. Because I have here on record na sa kabila ng bilyong-bilyong pondo na inilaan ng Kongreso para sa National Greening Program noong 2024. Pero bakit 44,000 ng natural forest natin ang nawasak? If we have this funding to protect them, if we have all these resources to protect our forests, our mountains, bakit po 44,000 ng natural forest ang nawasak, Mr. President?
You're correct, Mr. President. I have my reservations about the National Greening Program, Mr. President. And I must admit, I cut a large part of it in the committee report. Give me the COA report. I have to put it on record. No, give me the COA report. Because there are gaps in the planning, implementation, and monitoring of the program. Not all of the NGP's 5 objectives have performance indicators. These objectives include poverty reduction, food security, environmental stability, biodiversity conservation, climate change mitigation and adaptation, and absent these indicators, it will be difficult to measure program milestones and success. The program was implemented in some areas without conducting proper survey, mapping, and planning. The inclusion of potential areas, even without a fully organized people's organization that would continuously manage the site. The inclusion of very far NGP sites, even though the closer ones are registering low survival rates. Low survival rate due to unsuitability of the site for planting. Absence of an established centralized database and weakness of input control and data management, which casts doubt on data accuracy and reliability insofar as actual accomplishments of partner organizations are concerned. Extension officers who were tasked to validate the performance and outputs of partners were not sufficient, thus compromising the integrity of reports on program accomplishments. I could give you more, Mr. President. That's part of the reason why this representation had to painfully delete a large portion of the National Greening Program.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for that answer. If I can just direct your attention to our TV monitors. Ito po ay kuha kaninang umaga lang sa Surigao. Ito pong mga kalbo na kabundukan dyan. Nakunan po yan ng team ko. Ito po ay sa barangay Kabangahan, Cantilan, Surigao del Sur. Ayan po ang nangyayari dyan, Mr. President.
Mr. President, may we know which LGU, this you said Surigao, but which town in Surigao?
Barangay Kabangan, Cantilan, Surigao del Sur.
And is this an NGP area?
I'm not sure, but this was reported to me. Adlay, Carrascal, Surigao del Sur, at Kabanghan, Katilan, Surigao del Sur, Mr. President. My question now is, Mr. President, is meron po bang recruitment ng forest rangers? Kasi po, mukhang kulang po eh. Ang isang forest ranger natin, ang kailangan niyang bantayan, 45,000 hectares. Eh ang dapat daw, ang ika mas acceptable is 1:25,000. Pero 1:45, mukhang doble ho. Talaga hindi niya kakayang. Buti sana kung naka-helicopter yung mga forest ranger, eh naglalakad lang naman po yan.
Admittedly, Mr. President, it is far from ideal. We only have, according to the NIAR, 1:4,500 forest rangers. Ilang total nationwide? That would be how many total nationwide? We only have 2,000 forest rangers nationwide? That's not 1:4,500? So with only 2,000 forest rangers nationwide, that's already 1:4,500. I think it's much. Mali yun. No. Okay. I'm disputing their figures eh. Kasi 2,000 lang daw ang ating forest rangers, Mr. President. And ayon sa DNR, 1:4,500. Hindi, ang tingin ko, mas malawak pa yung sakop dahil i-compute mo yung ating forest land, hindi 1:4,500 kung 2,000 lang sa buong Pilipinas. Hindi, hindi ako bibigyan ng maling figure.
Ang position of Earth is 3,000. Ang forest ranger ng Qatar.
Eh, but definitely, Mr. President, there are not enough forest rangers defending our forests. And I agree with you, yung uka-ukang mukhang sungkang bundok yun, ay hindi binabantayan. Hindi talaga, aminin ko na, hindi po talagang kayang bantayan lahat ng ating kabundukan. At maski yung sinasabing binabantayan, sa tingin ko, hindi sapat at hindi tama ang ating pagbabantay. At sa tingin ko, masyadong maluwag ang pagbibigay ng mga permit sa pagpuputol ng mga punong kahoy. Ako'y po'y naniniwala sa inyong sinasabi and I join you in that, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President, for ika nga pagsang-ayon po sa hindi lamang po ako, Mr. President, na nakakita dyan, nakapansin, kundi marami po tayong kababayan. Mamaya po, ito po ay sample pa lamang po sa Surigao. Mamaya po, hindi pa natin natatalakay ang status po ng Sierra Madre. May mga litrato po kami at video, ano na po ang nangyayari sa Sierra Madre. But moving forward, Mr. President, ang tanong ko po, ilan po ang mining companies na license po na nag-ooperate to this day? Or ilan pong mining companies ang may lisensya para magmina po dito sa ating bayan? How many? Pero before you answer that, Mr. President, balikan ko lamang po, yung binanggit po, yung pinakita ko kaninang video ay part po yung na National Greening Program na dapat pong binabantayan pero kalbo na ngayon. So ang tanong natin, saan napunta yung budget nito na para pangalagaan ang bundok na ito? National Greening, Mr. President, wala na pong punong kahoy. Jesus Maria Josep, Mr. President.
Ako po'y lubos na sumasang-ayon sa inyo at inaantay ko po mula sa MGB ang listahan ng lahat ng mining companies.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Then I guess wala pa rin ho sa inyong kamay. Itatanungin ko sana kung ilan po ang unlicensed, Madam Chair. Mr. President.
Again, ayon to sa kanilang datos, there are 59 operating metallic mines, 52 producing mines, 7 mines under care and maintenance. There are 60 operating non-metallic mines, 52 producing mines, and 8 mines under care and maintenance. Is this all? Ito lang ba? Buong Pilipinas na to?
Ito yung operating.
Operating and non-operating.
Ito yung metallic na metallic.
Lahat. These are all operating. Diba? This is per the records, Mr. President.
All right. Dito naman po tayo sa unlicensed, Mr. President. Kung wala po silang listahan ng unlicensed, mali po ang MGB. Kailangan meron po kayong accountability din or accounting ng mga unlicensed dahil marami po tayong mga small scale mining, illegal mining sa ating bansa at mas dumarami ito.
Yun po sa kanila, ang meron lang sila, yung legitimate na may license, wala kayong alam sa mga nagbili ng walang lisensya. Lugar, walang pangalan. Okay. Ayon po sa kanila, yung mga walang lisensya, pero merong small-scale mining ay Paracale, Camarines Norte. Saan sa Misamis? Opol. Misamis, Ok or Or? Oriental. Opol. Misamis Oriental. Saan pa po? Mount Tiwalwal. Parang first term ko pa, ito na yung problema. Pang-apat ko ng termino, yung rin problema. Okay, Mount Tiwalwal, Compostela Valley, that's Davao Ok. And then? Sa bandang Benguet po. Where in Benguet? Itugon, Benguet. At sa Surigao po. Which Surigao? Sa Surigao. Norte, Sur? Surigao del Norte. In Rojas, Palawan. And in Rojas, Palawan as well. These are illegal. Illegal, small or large scale? Illegal, small-scale mining operations. Are there legal? Are there large-scale legal? A large-scale illegal? Wala. Lahat. Yung binanggit ko, what I read into the record, Mr. President, are those with permits and have mineral, all have MPSAs, the metallic and the non-metallic. What I just mentioned are the places, they cannot name companies because these are small scale, because they are allegedly illegal small-scale mining in these areas. There are probably more. Are you able to tell us more? That's what they can remember now.
Madam Chair, can this representation request that all these listing be submitted to this representation? Kasi my next question sana is, what have they been doing? Ano pong ginagawa nila? They know that there is an existing illegal mining, small-scale mining. Nakakausap ko po yung mga otoridad, nakakausap ko po ang PNP, ang Special Action Force. They're willing to accompany yung MGB to shut it down, Mr. President. Pero wala naman daw nagre-report sa kanila. Nakakarating po sa amin sa media. When I was still in the media, matagal na pong problema yan. Pero wala naman pong ginagawa ang DNR.
And when I was a journalist like you were, I used to do stories on some of these. When I assumed my Senate work in 1998, I visited some of these sites, including Diwalwal, Paracale, and the frustration that you are showing now is the same frustration I've had since 1998. I sit now to defend the budget of this agency, and I am having difficulty in trying to answer these questions because I share your frustration. Because these are the same areas that have, up to now, after more than 25 years, the illegal mining activities. So what am I to do? It is my duty to defend the budget of this agency.
I understand.
If they're not doing their mandated duty to protect the areas that are being subjected to illegal mining activities, but I have to defend their budget, Mr. President. I'm being very candid with you.
Thank you, Mr. President. But the way I look at it, Mr. President, and I cannot blame you, this will go on and go on because, Mr. President, ginagawa mong gatasan itong mga illegal mining. Moving forward, Mr. President, how many licensed logging firms do we have in this country, Mr. President?
Logging is not allowed. There was an executive order, EO23, akin na, babasahin ko sa record.
I understand, Mr. President.
Aquino administration pa po, itong EO23, can I have a copy of EO23? That banned mining in, logging in primary forests and even secondary forests, right? Can I have a few? Ano kayo? Hindi kayo handa eh. Nakakainis naman eh. Akin na, EO23, ano pa? DNR. Bakit ang DOT kanina ang dali-daling i-defend? Ready yung mga ayan siya. Can I have a copy of EO 23? Okay. What year was this? In 2000, this was Aquino administration. Okay. 2011. Declaring moratorium on the cutting and harvesting of timber in the natural and residual forests and creating the Anti-Illegal Logging Task Force. Whereas the entire country has been a witness to the ever-changing climatic conditions brought about by the La Nina phenomenon. Whereas the destructive efforts or effects of the phenomenon on the environment are apparent in many regions in the country, and it is an accepted fact that the effects are worsened due to the continuous denudation of forest zones. Whereas the watersheds and river systems supporting existing or proposed hydroelectric power facilities, irrigation works, or existing water facilities are in need of immediate protection and rehabilitation. Whereas it is the obligation of the state to protect the remaining forest cover areas of the country, not only to prevent flash floods and hazardous flooding, but also to preserve biodiversity, protect threatened habitats and sanctuaries of endangered and rare species, and allow natural regeneration of residual forests and development of plantation forests. Whereas it is imperative to arrest the degradation, pollution, and contamination of the river and water systems to stem the wanton destruction of the forest resources. Whereas Section 12, Section 2 of the 1987 Constitution provides that the exploration, development, and utilization of natural resources shall be under the full control and supervision of the state. Now, therefore, I, Benigno S. Aquino III, President of the Republic of the Philippines, by virtue of the powers vested in me by law, do hereby order Section 1 for the purpose, mahaba ito eh. Let me just state, so let this whole EO be on record, but let me state Section 2, moratorium on the cutting and harvesting of timber in the natural forests, a moratorium on the cutting and harvesting of timber in the natural and residual forests of the entire country is hereby declared unless lifted after the effectivity of this order. And in order to implement this policy, the following are hereby instituted. The DNR is hereby prohibited from issuing logging contracts and agreements in all natural and residual forests, such as integrated forest management agreements, socialized integrated forest management agreements, community-based management agreement, and other agreements with logging components in natural and residual forests. The DNR is likewise prohibited from issuing, renewing tree cutting permits in all natural and residual forests nationwide, except for clearing of road right-of-way by the DPWH, site preparation for tree plantations, silviculture treatment, blah, blah, blah. So let me just put into record the whole executive order. So maliwanag po, mula ng Aquino administration ay bawal po, because the EO has a force of law, ang pagpuputol ng puno at bawal ang DNR magbigay sa lahat po ng natural and residual forests. That would mean primary forests and secondary forests, right? Right?
Thank you, Mr. President. Hingi lang po ako ng paumanhin sa pumanaw nating dating Pangulong Pinoy dahil, sir, hindi po sinusunod ang inyong kautusan. Kung meron po tayong lag ban, Mr. President, bakit marami pa ring pinuputol na kahoy at bakit walang nahuhuli? Kasi pagsasabihin po ng DNR, wala po, Mr. President, I can direct them doon sa mga lugar na putol ng putol. Huwag na po tayo lumayo. Sa Rizal na lang po, meron. Sa Palawan, meron. Sa Mindanao, meron. I can enumerate and I can give you my list. Kung hindi po ninyo alam na talamak po ang ika nga illegal logging sa ating bansa. Papel lang po yan eh. Hindi naman po sinusunod yan, Mr. President. Ang hinuhuli po na nakikita natin sa TV, sa mga news, ay yung mga pagputol ng mga katutubo for their livelihood. Hindi po yung tone-tonelada o board feet na mga kahoy at pinuputol ng mga katutubo para pang-uling nila. Yung po yung hinuhuli ng DNR checkpoint. Pangpagawa ng bahay nila. Pero yung mga malalaking troso na pinapaanod sa ilog dyan sa Mindanao, sa Palawan, sa Rizal, hindi po nahuhuli, Mr. President.
Meron pa nga. Ako po'y sumasang-ayon sa inyo dahil ayon sa EO, dapat bawal talaga sa primary at secondary or natural and residual. At dapat lang po yung mga may tinatawag na tenure agreements, allowed po yun sa mga plantation forest kung sila po ang nagtanim kasi bago sila nagtanim ay kalbo o denuded, pwede po yun. Tapos harvest po nila pero humihingi ng permit kasi meron silang tenure agreement, tenurial agreement. Pero inaamin po nila na meron ngang illegal logging sa mga lugar na binanggit po at maski hindi nyo binanggit, alam natin nagaganap po yun sa alalim ng ating mga mata. Kaya tinatanong ko sa Forest Management Bureau at sa buong DNR, anong ginagawa nyo doon? Kaya nga, hindi tayo epektibo. Una, tinanong po nyo ang mining. Ang daming mga illegal mining. Ngayon naman po, tinanong nyo ang logging, bagamat merong ban, meron pa rin illegal logging. At nakikita natin sa mga trahedyang nagaganap sa ating bansa at tuwing malakas ang bagyo na pagbagsak mula sa bundok, these are logs. Ibig sabihin, di ko alam kung ang depensa nila ay galing to sa mga plantation forest, si manunuhulog na logs. Sa tingin ko, hindi lang galing sa plantation forest, galing sa illegal mining sa mga lugar na bawal mag-logging. Illegal mining ba sinabi ko? Illegal logging sa mga lugar na bawal magputol. Ang sasabihin nilang dahilan, dahil hindi sapat ang nagbabantay. Ayan na naman tayo, paikot-ikot. Mr. President, I am as frustrated as you. Nakakagat ko na dila ko. Since 1998, Mr. President, I wish I was the one asking the question and not defending.
Mr. President, thank you. Actually, gusto ko sana magalit. Kaso po, ito pong nakaupo nating secretary, bago pa lamang po ito. So, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Pero since you're saying 1998 pa po ito nangyayari. At kanina, Madam President, sasagutin ko lang po yung katanungan mo bakit hindi ka mabigyan ng inventory. Mukhang may problema po talaga sila sa inventory. Ika nga, you cannot manage what you cannot measure. Yun ho yun. At saka, the beauty of budget deliberation is we're able to determine policy problems, Mr. President. Anyway, Mr. President, moving on. Dadagdagan ko lang po yung sakit po ng ulo ninyo.
Teka po, sabihin ko lang to. Ang unang privilege speech ko nung ako'y neophyte, nung 1998, ay delineation of final forest limits. I was 38 years old when I espoused for that. Hindi pa po siya batas hanggang ngayon. Yun po ang unang privilege speech. Doon ako nakatayo, nagtataka yung mga mas veterano sa akin, bakit yun ang pinag-uusapan ko. But I'm glad you mentioned it. You cannot treasure what you do not measure. Wala po tayo hanggang ngayon, tama ba ako, na delineation ng ating final forest limits. Kaya 1998, yun po, at ipuput on record ko yung una kong privilege speech. And I file that every year. It's never enacted into law. It takes the whole Congress to enact that law. So I'm glad that if you want to join me in ensuring its passage, I would be happy. But I am certain it would be so difficult now because in the past decades, people have already encroached into these forests. And maybe a large percentage of these forests are no longer forests to protect us, but denuded forests that have killed thousands and have devastated livelihoods.
Thank you, Mr. President. And,
yeah, it's a constitutional provision, actually. My first privilege speech was based on a constitutional provision that indeed Congress must delineate final forest limits. I remember it was a good friend and a Magsaysay awardee, Attorney Tony Oposa, who helped me in crafting my first privilege speech. I stand here now after 27 years, and you're asking me, and my first speech is as relevant then as it is now.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am grateful po to you, Madam Chair. Alam ko po na ang iyong advokasya talaga ay ang pagprotekta ng kalikasan. And I am also sad at this point na you're defending the agency na ika nga na tila hindi po nagagawa ang kanilang trabaho. But moving forward, Madam President, because marami pa po akong katanungan, before we deal with the Sierra Madre, I would just like to ask Mr. President, ito po bang mga timberlands po natin, ito po ba ay pinapalis ninyo, pinaparentahan sa mga tao? Ano pong status nito? Lease for rent?
While you are checking, just for trivia, in 1992, the two of you probably were not born yet. We were already
Thank you, Mr. President.
We were already debating either total lagban or selective lagban. It was a 2-hour debate between Sonny Alvarez and Orly Mercado in the old Congress that we were there. Sonny Alvarez wanted selective lagban. Orly Mercado's bill was a total lagban. Imagine that was in 1992. It was supposed to be for 25 years. If we passed it, tapos na ngayon. It was never passed. Anyway, just for the record.
Mr. President, I recall I was a young journalist then covering that. In my heart, I'm for the total log ban. And I'm glad that fast forward, Aquino administration, the late Noynoy Aquino, a colleague here, has this EO, which is in effect a law on a total log ban, at least in primary and residual forests. But despite this ban, illegal logging continues. Paano tayo? It's beyond me, Senator Tulfo. Sino na masisisi natin dyan? At anong dapat nating gawin?
Mr. President, tanong ko lamang po ay, I would repeat my question again. For lease po ba? For rent? For a fee? Ito pong timberlands na ito?
There are different tenure instruments like the Community-Based Forest Management Agreement, the Forest Land Grazing Management Agreement, Forest Land Use Agreement, Forest Land Use Agreement for Tourism, Integrated Forest Management Agreement, Socialized Industrial Forest Management Agreement, Special Land Use Permit, Special Land Use Lease Agreement, 3-farm lease agreement, gratuitous special use permit. These are the different existing tenure instruments, permits granted by the DNR, totaling 1,447,493 hectares in the whole country, right? Yes, where they allow tree cutting.
All right,
That's in 1.4 million hectares, Mr. President.
Okay, Mr. President. Dito po sa Doña Remedios Trinidad sa Bulacan, where I've been a witness, over 1,000 hectares po binakura nitong J.J. Javier na timberland. Pinagkukuha niya po doon sa mga tao na nag-apply, pinalayas niya at siya po nag-take over for doon sa timberland na yon. When I asked the local DNR there, officials, hindi rin nila alam. When I asked the farmers, they were saying, ilang beses nila ni-report ang sinasabi lang, pag-aaralan, parang kinubkub na ng taong ito yung several thousand of hectares of timberland. Pinalayas niya itong mga farmers, Mr. President.
I am told that it is public land, that the person you mentioned put a gate, and he's an illegal occupant. He's an illegal claimant. Is that true? Tinanggal na ng DNR. Sino po ang nakasakop doon? The local government of which town? Of Remedios Trinidad in Bulacan, right? Kayo po ang regional director? Ito pala. The regional director of Region 3 is here. He tells me that that's public land. Are you sure? It is not purchased by that person you mentioned, Mr. President. and they had demolished the gate that was constructed by that person. And so who's occupying the 1,000 hectares now? Dapat wala, pero iba yung dapat, iba yung totoo.
Tama, Mr. President. Actually, I was the one who alerted the DENR. Hindi, it's not the other way around. Kasi ang sumbong po sa akin ng mga farmers, matagal na po nilang inilapat si LGU. Natatakot ang LGU dahil may mga armed goons yung mga nagbabantay. Nilapit na rin nila sa DENR. Wala rin pong ginawa. Ang sabi, pag-aaralan. Umabot po ng 1 taon yung kaso na yan until we stepped in. And then I asked the PNP to help us out, demolish those gates. Hindi po ang DENR ang demolish dyan, kundi po ang PNP. But anyway, Mr. President, kaya po natanong ko yan kasi parang ang iba pong mga beneficiary ito, ibinibenta po yung kanilang rights. Ginawa pong parang tahanan. Kaya nga tanong ko po, tama po ba ibenta, na-awardan mo ako nito, nag-apply ako ng permit o license para sa timberland na ito? Pwede ko bang ibenta sa kapitbahay ko for X amount of money?
Mr. President, when you say rights, this does not refer to any rights, let's say from the DAR, hindi yan CLOA. Hindi rin yan rights from ancestral domain, NCIP, or agricultural patents, hindi rin, no? Hindi rin free patent, wala. So, these are rights from illegal sources, informal settlers' rights that they sold to the person that he mentioned. And the person bought the rights of the alleged or so-called informal settlers. That's why he gained the rights, so to speak, of illegal occupants, right? Yun na nga.
Again, Mr. President.
Sindikato.
Opo.
Ang dami talagang sindikato.
Tama po. I mean, so, babalik po tayo na hindi nagagawa ng DENR ang kanilang trabaho. Kulang po siguro sila sa tao, Mr. President. Moving forward, Mr. President, sa Gutalak, Zamboanga, alam niyo po, sinasabi ko na nga po sa tao, hindi po ako miyembro ng DENR, pero sunod-sunod po ito mga text na dumarating po sa atin. Ito lamang po sa Gutalak, Zamboanga del Norte. Yung Flor Genmar Mining received its MPSA this March 2025. Pero pag titignan mo yung bundok, Mr. President, parang minina na for 10 years. Ala ka ng ka-trace-trace. We also informed the DENR about it pag iimbestigahan daw nila at pag-aaralan. It's the same answer, pag-aaralan, iimbestigahan, Mr. President. Ito po yung video, Mr. President, dyan po sa Gutalak. That's how it looks like right now. March lang po binigay yung permit, pero parang kinalbo po nila yan.
Nickel mining area, according to the regional director of Region 9, Zamboanga del Norte, may MPSA, Mineral Production Sharing Agreement. Ilang hektarya yun? Ayun. Ayun na nga. Yun na nga.
Isa pang problema dyan, Mr. President, for your information.
Yes. Kaya tayo binabaha, kaya rumaragsak ang mga, kaya namamatay ang mga tao sa lowland kasi ganyan ang ating kabundukan.
Exactly, Mr. President. Wala pa po yan. Kasi pag pinakita ko mamaya yung video ng Sierra Madre, baka magalit na kayo, Mr. President, at lumayas kayo dyan sa upuan ninyo and will not defend anymore the budget of DENR. Sample pa lamang po yan. At saka isa pa pong problema dyan, yung mga katutubo, hindi pa po binibigay yung share nila, Mr. President. And nasa agreement po yan na katutubo, indigenous people residing in that area, na pinalaya sa area na yan, they should have at least 1% share sa ikanga mining income po na yan, Mr. President. The same situation po sa Palawan, Mr. President, yung isang mining company, City Nickel, 4 million pesos lang dahil nasira yung pananim ng mga farmers, hindi ayaw bayaran po ng mining firm Since 2000, nilapit na po sa DNR, pag-aaralan pa rin. It's already 2025, Mr. President.
Mr. President, the DNR acknowledges that this is an ongoing mining operation. 100 hectares? They gave an MPSA to 100 hectares of this nickel mining company. They limited the mining to 100 hectares of the area at a time. But
Tapos, bago sila mag-expand ka na ma-rehabilitate.
dapat, puro dapat eh. Bago daw mag-expand, yung 100 hectares na minimina ay dapat i-rehabilitate muna. Pero sino naman sa inyo ang nag-oversee na naman? Hindi. MGB, yan, MGB, sinusunod kaya, stricto kaya kayo, ginagawa kaya natin, tingnan yung itsura nga.
Yan, Mr. President, pakikita mo, wala na pong, paano pa yung mga tubig na bababa po dyan, harangin, wala na pong puno, Mr. President. Mr. President, also I would like to bring to your attention, Mr. President, tanungin ko lang po ang status sa MGB. Ano na po ang status ng ina-apply na mining license ng isang Joseph C. na Chinese national nakakulong po ngayon sa Brooks Point, Palawan? Ano na po? Binigyan niyo na po ba siya ng permit para mag-operate? Gayong hindi po siya Filipino national na patunayan, Mr. President, nasa kulungan ito ngayon, Mr. President.
DNR advises me that the company of that Joseph C. has a legally granted
Tama po, Mr. President.
MPSA.
Ngayon po, desisyon na po yung ISAF, yung immigration saying na hindi po siya Filipino citizen. Hindi po ba pwedeng bawiin? I-revoke na, hey, you're Chinese national.
Maliwanag po, 'di ba, sa mga balita na kaya nakakulong nga siya, nag-misrepresent, hindi naman siya Pilipino. Tama ba ho?
Exactly, Mr.
At
President.
sinasabi ko sa MGB na dapat na-revoke na yung permit dahil may misrepresentation. Tama ba ho?
Tama, Mr. President.
Sabi po sa akin, wala pa po silang abiso mula sa Bureau of Immigration.
Mr.
Gusto nyo, isuspend natin tong hanggang gawin nila yung aksyon.
Exactly, Mr. President.
Nila.
That is my point, Mr. President, because they're not doing job. Kanina pa po, hindi nila masabi mga questions na tinatanong po natin. Why will we fund an agency 27 freaking billion pesos na hindi naman po nagagawa yung trabaho? Ginagawa nilang gatasan itong ahensya na ito. Ever since, Mr. President. Why?
Mr. President, hindi ko kayang pagtanggol at sagutin po yan. Dahil sana ako na lang yung nagtatanong at mahirap po talagang i-defend. I have no answers. I will not invent answers. I am even more frustrated than you.
Well, anyway, Mr. President, ito na lamang po last two questions because I know there are other senators who would like to ask questions po.
Kasi nga, itong DNR na ito, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, dapat nakahiwalay. Yung protection, yung environment, kailangan yan sinusukat ang forest limits. Kailangan yan pinoproteksyahan ang forest. Kailangan alam niya yung hindi forest pero pati marine ecosystems ay proprotektahan. Pero yung pagkagawa ng ahensya, natural resources, kasama po pag-exploit naman ng natural resources. Kaya may Mines and Geosciences Bureau. Ang mandato naman ng MGB ay kumalkal ng mga bundok para ibigay sa Pilipino at may dayuhan ng mga partner para kalbuhin ang kabundukan para magpayaman yung mga korporasyon o sige na, na kinukuha ang ating likas yaman. Paano? So it's really anong tawag mo doon? Parang hindi tugma na yung ahensyang nagpo-protect.
It's bantay sa lakay, Mr. President.
The agency that must protect our ecosystems against destruction and death and loss of lives is the same agency that is supposed to exploit our natural resources. What do we do? At the same time, with all due respect to the women and men of the DNR all these decades, I don't think hindi ko dinalahat, are able to fulfill their mandated duty. I express the same frustration, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have the last two questions. If the lady from Antique would still answer. Ito po, medyo may urgency po ito. Talk about Sierra Madre. Sierra Madre, ika nga, may mga nagsasabing protektahan tayo sa bagyo, may nagsabing no, pinahina lang ang hangin. Just to say, Mr. President, nagsulputan po ang mga resort at subdivision sa paanan ng Sierra Madre sa Rizal. Hindi na ho tayo lalayo. May mga kasama tayo na namamasyal ho dyan. Hindi na po siya pinapapasok. Dati po, pwede pa ho silang umakyat yan, maglakad. Ngayon po, may mga bakod na para po yung timberland dun sa Doña Remedios Trinidad, bawal suddenly pasok, public land po ito. Pero ngayon po, may mga swimming pool, may mga subdivision pa, Mr. President. Ang tanong natin, hindi ba protected area itong Sierra Madre, Mr. President?
Napakahaba ng Sierra Madre. At bilang author po ng INIPAS, sa aking tala po, ang total protected areas, yung legislated po na isabatas natin, 11 pa lang sa Sierra Madre. Pero yung proclaimed, 2. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na hindi pa naisabatas, na proklama na po. So kailangan proteksyonan. Tapos yung mga may initial component, 16. Ibig sabihin, sa proseso po sila ng pagsusuri. So total po, 29. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na hindi pa naisabatas ng Kongreso ay hindi protektuhan. Dahil may iba naman mga patakaran, alam naman nila na ito'y siyang nagpaprotekta mula sa norte hanggang sa Metro Manila, ay kailangan po ito'y hindi kinakalbo sa illegal logging pati na sa pagmimina. Pero marami pong mining operation sa Sierra Madre. Ito po, Atlantic Mines and Trading, sa DRT, sa Bulacan, iron ore, white clay, may Atlantic Mines. Bakit iba-iba to? May Neutron Construction, sa Bulacan, Silica, Omni Mines, sa San Luis at Aurora, Copper and Gold, Industries Development, sa Kasiguran, Aurora, Dimension Stone, and Or Asia Mining, Kamachin DRT in Bulacan, DRT in Bulacan, iron ore. So meron po sila, lahat ba ito? Legal mining. Yes. So they granted permits to this mining companies.
Actually, Madam President, kulang pa ho yan.
Kulang pa nga ito.
Kasi may mga illegal po dyan. You know what happened, Mr. President? Nakakita po ng gray area dahil ay diniklarang natin na protected area, yung Isabela area. Pero what happens dito po sa pababa na going to Quezon, open po yan, vulnerable.
Bakit hindi yung buong...
Hindi po, yung Isabela lang po ang protected area. So, ang sagot po sa atin ng mga mining companies na yan, wala naman kami sa protected area, Senador. So, we can mine as long as we want. Binigyan po kami ng permit. Tanungin mo ang DNR, sorry sir, kasi hindi sila pasok sa protected area. So nakakita po sila ng gray area, Mr. President. And this was the bill that I filed last week na totally to protect the Sierra Madre from north to south, Mr. President. Total lagban, total mining, total development, Mr. President.
With the indulgence of Senator Tulfo,
Go ahead.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I just
Mr.
like to
President.
also relay my experience.
Okay.
Mr. President, doon po sa Sierra Madre, dyan po sa bandang Rizal, Antipolo, hanggang po sa Tanay, during COVID times, we used to ride nagmo-motocross kami, nagtitrade po kami dyan. Kasi po bawal pumunta kahit saan, but in the mountains during that time pwede. And during that time, we can go anywhere in the Sierra Madre Mountains. We enjoy the trail. Siyempre, yan ang po remaining forest, no? Nearest Metro Manila. And but during the latter part, as pointed out by Senator Tulfo, hinaharang na po kami ng mga gwardiya, no? And I also noticed that there are developments. May mga rest house nang tumatayo. Buti po rest house may mga resort. Tapos mamaya po, tama po yung sinabi ni Senator Tulfo, may mga subdivision. In fact, meron doon yung San Valley. Nakita ko na development and other corporations. Ang tataka ko, kasi nandun po kami sa, papasok ka ng ARCO na nakalagay, Upper Marikina River Basin, protected watershed. So I assume that's supposed to be part of the protected watershed. But I encountered and I saw for myself that there are guards already that were prohibiting us from going around Sierra Madre. So ibig sabihin, meron na hong development. So just to add the information. Thank you.
For the information of the body, there are titles to these properties. Unfortunately, yung sinabi niyong may mga subdivision, may mga swimming pool, may resorts na sa Sierra Madre, ayon sa DNR, kay Secretary, may mga titulo po. Anong gagawin po natin?
Alam mo, Mr. President, kahalintulad ito na sitwasyon sa Chocolate Hills. Nagkaroon ng mga titulo, ang mga tao pinabayaan. Ang may kasalanan din po rito, ang gobyerno, may kasalanan din po ang mga ahensya, Mr. President. Pero sinasabi ko, I think it's not too late, Mr. President. Now we have to do something about it. And I stand corrected, we haven't filed a bill yet, but rather we're set to file kasi we just had a meeting with the DNR regional directors, regions 2, 3, 4A. So magpa-file pa lamang po kami, I believe, sa Monday po.
Ang nangyari po, may mga nagpatitulo, maaga pa lang, tas binebenta yung kanilang property, tas ang ating pagsasabatas. Alam nyo, nung pumasok po ako dito, 1998, 11 lang yata ang protected areas. Nung naging chair po ako ng komite, sabi ko, maski naman 10 termino ako sa Senado, hanggang 100 taon ako, ay hindi ko matatapos ang lahat ng protected areas. Ang ginawa ko po, kinumpul-kumpul ko po, ng 94. There was opposition from my colleagues then, pero napasa natin. Yun yung INIPAS, Expanded National Integrated Protected Areas. Hindi ko po tiningi-tingi bawat protected areas, pinagsama-sama ko po. So, naging pattern na po yan, na-increase natin. Pero, medyo nahuli dahil marami na pong may titulo sa ilang protected areas na na-legislate po natin. So, my question is, what do you do with protected areas na may residente dahil hindi naman natin sinasabing to protected areas ay walang tao. May multiple use zones. Meron strict protection zones at meron multiple use zones. Pero maski na may titulo, yung sinasabi ko kay Sec. Lutilia, kailangan may patakaran sa pamumuhay. Hindi ibig sabihin ay may titulo ka, tapos yung forest sa likod mo, wala, putol ka na, uka ka, sungka. Mukha ng sungka talaga ang Pilipinas. So, even there are gaps because hindi naman lahat protected areas. There are gaps. So, I think to be fully protected, the Sierra Madre range must be declared a protected area. Pero dahil napakahaba niyan, hindi po pwedeng isang single PA. It should be an order from the DNR immediately, continuing lahat ng gaps dahil ito PA, tapos ito hindi covered. Ito protected area, ito hindi covered. Di sabihin nila, lahat na lang i-cover. Yun na muna, pero hindi pwedeng isang PA kasi iba-ibang rehiyon, iba-ibang probinsya, hindi pwedeng isang single PAMB or Protected Area Management Bureau, pero dapat protection. It should be a presidential executive order, just like what Pinoy did in 2011 na no logging. Ito naman, strict enforcement of our laws maski hindi siya declared na protected area.
Ang problema, Mr. President, dito nga po, doon sa mga protected area, doon sa gitna o doon sa labas, nagmamining. I believe, Mr. President, what we can do, siguro pag-aralan ng DNR na, okay, mining ka nga, tumigil ka muna sa pagpuputol ng kahoy hanggat hindi mo na-replace yung mga pinutol mo. Kasi po ganun nangyari. And then yung mga development, wag mo nang pumutol ng kahoy, kailangan humingi ng permit muna sa DNR. Kasi wala na po, Mr. President, na dumaan po kami dyan ng kampanya, nag-helicopter po kami, nakita po namin talagang tinabas na yung dyan sa may Rizal area, tapos dun sa ibabaw ng bundok may mga nagmamining, Mr. President. So one of these days, Mr. President, I believe wala na po tayong mapapakinabangan dyan sa Sierra Madre na yan. Anyway, Mr. President, to end my interpellation, I would just like to quote, sabi nga po sa Oposa versus Facturan, na siya rin pong na-quote ng ating good sponsor noong 2015, if you could still recall. The day would not be too far when all else would be lost, not only for the present generation, but also for those to come. Generation which stand to inherit nothing but parched earth, incapable of sustaining life. Sana po, Mr. President, dear colleagues, hindi pa po huli ang lahat. Malasakit po ang kailangan natin to save this nation, to save our environment. Thank you, Mr. President.